Hi everyone, this is Soumyadi Paul, a mentor at Code Cardos and a software developer at Amazon. And I welcome all of you in day 11 of our system design series. Till now, we have learned a lot of things in system design. In the last 2 to 3 videos, we learned about some really important characteristics of a system. So what are the characteristics that we studied till now? So the characteristics, there were a bunch of characteristics. One was latency. We understood what is latency. We understood how we can improve latency, what factors does latency depend upon, etc. Then we saw what is throughput. We saw how we can calculate throughput. Then we saw what is bandwidth. We saw how we can calculate bandwidth from throughput, how they are dependent, how we can improve throughput and bandwidth for a system. Now, once we have understood these three characteristics properly, let us now understand actually two more characteristics. The first is availability. Availability. Okay. So by the name itself, it is pretty clear what this characteristics mean, what this characteristic means. This means the percentage of time for which your system was working. For which your system was working. Okay. Your system was working. So this is what availability is. The percentage of time for which your system was working. So for example, before let me take an example, what is the formula? The formula of availability is nothing but uptime. Uptime means the duration for which your system works by uptime plus downtime. Downtime means the time for which your system was down, it was not working, into 100%. So all of you might have seen that IRCTC website remains down for about 1 to 2 hours at night every single day, isn't it? Let's say, I don't remember exactly, but let's say IRCTC website stays down for 2 hours every single day. So for IRCTC website, the uptime is what? Uptime is 22 hours, because every day it stays up for 22 hours. And downtime is what? Downtime is 2 hours. So every day it stays down for some maintenance related activities for 2 hours. So therefore the availability of IRCTC becomes what? Uptime by uptime plus downtime, which is into 100%. So this turns out to be, just a second. Yeah. Into 100%. So this turns out to be 22 by 24 into 100%. Okay, 11, 12. Yeah, you can do the calculation further. So this is what availability is. Okay. Now, this is how you calculate availability. And obviously, the higher the availability of a system, the better it is, isn't it? We all want IRCTC to actually work throughout the day. Suppose you have a company, you have a startup, you want the website of the startup to be running throughout the day, 24 hours, so that you don't lose any customers, you don't lose any revenue. So higher the availability, the better it is. Now there is one more term for this, which is called as fault tolerance. Fault tolerance. Okay. Very simple to availability, but not exactly same. What fault tolerance means is, if the failure of a machine, or you can also call it as a node, in a distributed system, if the failure of a machine happens in a distributed system, the system itself should be smart. The system should be smart to reallocate the funds reallocate the load and take care of it. Okay, and take care of it. And obviously, when you have a distributed system, DS means distributed system, not data structures. Okay. So in a distributed system, you obviously have a lot of nodes. You'll be having one machine, you'll be having another machine, here one database, one multiple nodes, here one database, here one more machine, here some databases, here one machine, here some clusters, something or some other machine, etc. Lots of machines are there. Now, suppose if one machine goes down, then the whole system should not crash. The whole system should be smart enough to find some alternatives of this machine and keep the whole system, keep it safe from crashing. Okay. We will understand how we can do this. Don't worry, there are ways of replication, redundancy, where we will see how to actually make a system fault tolerant. But right now I just want to explain you what is fault tolerance. So this, carefully designing a system such that even if a component of the system fails, the whole system is smart enough to reallocate load to some other parts of the system. Then this practice of making such a smart system is called as fault tolerance. Okay. This practice of making such a smart system is called as fault tolerance. This practice of making such a smart system is called fault tolerance. Okay. And so obviously, if your system is smart enough to handle such crashes, you have made it fault tolerant, that means it will be more available. So higher the fault tolerance, higher is your availability. Okay. So that's it for today's video. And in the next video, we will see how we can actually create a system more and more fault tolerant. What are the methods to do this? Okay. So till then, keep practicing. And if you want to learn these concepts in a much more in-depth manner and prepare for interviews at top-notch product-based companies, and you want to learn these things straight away from Mang developers just like me, then do join Code Cardos.